I'm sure you've had an opportunity to have a quick look at the Labour manifesto. Your first thoughts, if you would, please, sir.
Well, my first thought is the following. They promised so much in 1997. They promised fairness and change, and then they promised more fairness and change in 2001, and then again in 2005. And it's just really difficult to believe that they really will be able to deliver a fairness this time, since they haven't done it over the last 13 years.
What in particular are you talking about?
Well, I mean, for instance, if you look at their proposals on tax, what's actually happened, despite all these promises of greater fairness from Labour, which they're repeating yet again today, is that the tax system has become less fair. We've just recently done some research which shows that the bottom 20% of earners in this country pay more in tax as a proportion of their income than the top 20%, and that gap has actually widened, not reduced, over the last 13 years. And that's why I think it is now urgent and absolutely unavoidable that we should introduce a big tax switch, a fair tax switch, so that we close the big loopholes that have emerged in the tax system under Gordon Brown, which only benefit the very wealthy, and use the money to give everybody else a big tax break, which under our proposals would mean that no one pays any tax on the first £10,000 that they earn.
What would you do about that?
Well, on VAT, our plans don't require any increase in VAT. I see no reason why there should be an increase in VAT, as long as you're open with people about how you're going to pay for the tax breaks that we're offering, and we are being very open with people about where that money would come from, and also if you're open with people and honest with people about where we need to start making cuts in current government spending. That's where I think, to be honest, both the Labour and the Conservative parties haven't really been open with people about the difficulties of the decisions ahead, and that's why, certainly in the Conservative case as well, they would need to put up VAT, because they haven't really been open with people about how they're going to raise the revenue for their plans.
So is that a pledge? Will that be in your manifesto? You won't put up VAT?
Well, there will be no plans to raise VAT, because we see no reason to raise VAT, because under our plans we don't need to raise VAT, because we've been very specific about where money can be saved and also where loopholes in the tax system can be closed.
But no plans to and not doing it are obviously two completely different things. We're not really talking semantics here, are we? Are you going to say you will definitely not put up VAT no matter what, the end?
Well, clearly, as you know, no one can write budgets several years in advance. But as we see things now, and judged by the plans that we've got now, we see no reason to increase VAT. There is no need for us to raise VAT, because we've been very clear with people about where the money would come from.
I wonder why you are so different to Labour. You heard what Lord Adonis had to say at the end of last week. We also heard from the Prime Minister talking on politics.co.uk, both saying that you two parties were so really close together you couldn't get a fag wrapper between you, and people may as well vote Labour as the Liberal Democrats.
Well, of course they're going to say that. Any politician is going to come up with 1,001 reasons why they should.
We seem to have lost Mr. Clegg just for the moment. It's such a shame. We really wanted to know what he thought about that. We'll try and get him back again a little bit later on. We've certainly got John Desborough. Here he comes.
In sport today, Portsmouth. They're going to appeal against the decision banning them from football's Europa League.